So to be honest, today's topic, I was kind of dreaded making a video on, not because it's like particularly gruesome or hard to talk about or anything. It's just the subject material is so boring. And I'm sure you've seen the title. It's Matt Rife's comedy special. This shit was garbage. Like, I get it. He's dedicated so much time to come up with the material or whatever, and he goes on stage, he puts all his time, money into it, whatever. It don't feel like he put any time into it, though. If you don't know who Matt Rife is a comedian who gained prominence on TikTok. He has 18 million followers now from his crowd work bits. You know, the trend on TikTok where comedians will just do crowd work stuff. I don't know if he started it, but he at least participates. One thing I want to get into before we get into the actual special is right there is Matt Rife, a very handsome man. And as a result of him being handsome and kind of charming, he has a large female fan base, which I don't feel like he necessarily likes, which I'll show the proof of why I don't think he likes it in a second. But interesting thing to know about Matt Rife is he's not always looked like that. Now, yes, he did get work done. There's nothing wrong with that, though. I'm not shaming him for that. It's just there's a clear, stark difference from the before and the after there. And he kind of blew up to the degree he is now after he got work done. Now, he was still on, like, I think he was on Wild 'N Out before and everything. Like, he still, like, was making a living through stand-up and comedy. But he really shut up after he did work on his face. And then after that, he gained a large female demographic. And I don't think he necessarily likes that, which I can kind of get behind, because back in the day, I didn't always look like this. I didn't, as a trans woman. So before I transitioned, I posted jokes on TikTok, not like stand up or anything like that, but like I posted jokes. And then I noticed that there was more comments about my appearances. Like, I had videos get like 200K likes, whatever. And it was more comments about my appearance than the actual joke I made. And so I made a new account and I literally posted things from the worst angles, the worst lighting possible, just so people would only listen to the things I was saying. And it made me funnier. So I get the frustration that can come from most of your attention being for your looks rather than your jokes he's making. The thing you do to fix that, though, is you become funnier, which is not the strategy Matt Rife did. So I was gonna show you a clip from the beginning that kind of demonstrates how he's trying to shift away from this female demographic. Now, I can't put it all in because of copyright. So I was gonna try and edit it up to make sure that you can still get the gist of what's going on.
The hostess who like seats you at the restaurant had a black eye. A full black eye. And it wasn't like, what happened? It was pretty obvious what happened. This is the face of the company? Like, this is where you have greeting people? And my boy who I was with was like, yeah, I feel bad for her, man. I feel like they should put her in the kitchen or something. And I was like, yeah, but I feel like if she could cook, she wouldn't have that black eye.
See, that's what he comes swinging out with. That is his first actual joke other than just talking about, like, the city that he's in. Now, I don't know if you know this, but majority of domestic violence occurs against women. Not all, but a lot of it, right? So when you have a primarily female demographic and you come swinging out of the gate with something like that, which to me kind of felt in bad taste, you can kind of get what he's trying to do. Instead of necessarily improving the comedy so motherfuckers just shut up about his looks for once, he was just like, I'll make women hate me. That's my strategy. Copyright's crazy, and Netflix do crazy things with copyright, so I'm not even gonna try and risk it. So what I want you to do is, if you genuinely care about getting the full picture of this, and you have an hour's worth of your time that you can set aside and never get back, and you'll be fine with that, because you're not gonna get much out of the special. Go watch it. Go watch it so you get the full context of what I was talking about. I don't want you to think that I'm just trying to twist nobody's anything. No, I encourage you to go watch it, or at least clips of it or something. I would show more. It's just copyright. He then goes to making fun of women who's into like crystals and stuff like that, which is something that you can totally joke about. I know people that I think is a little goofy with that stuff. But he didn't do it in a clever way.
This is my favorite one.
As you can see, it's kind of just, he makes a stupid voice to mock them, and it's just like, that's stupid. That's the form of humor. And then after that, he goes into astrology, and surprise, surprise, there's no real punchline. There's nothing clever that he's saying. It's just funny voice again.
The girl of your dreams will look you straight in the eyes and say some dumb shit like, would you even know how the universe works?
You see what I mean? It's just like The punchline is not clever. I know there's gonna be somebody in the comments being like, oh, you just can't take a joke. You just can't take a joke. Cringe, liberal loser. Listen, I think jokes about that stuff is funny. I make fun of that stuff to my friends who do that stuff. The thing is, when there's nothing clever or actually being said, it's just more so, I don't like the things that women do. And that's how it comes across. Because if you say something clever, if you say something that's actually funny, I promise you, the people you's making fun of is gonna laugh. Like, that's how it works. When you say something clever and witty, you can make anyone laugh even if they's the butt of the joke. But if you just being mean for the sake of being mean, I'm sorry, they not gonna really laugh with you because you're just laughing at them, not really with them. And this brings up a problem with this special is there is a consistent lack of punchlines. Like, I watched a good bit of comedy. I used to study comedians growing up because I felt like I was socially awkward and I wanted to understand how to do better. And I also wanted better camera presence because I've been doing YouTube since I was 9. You know what I mean? So I studied that stuff. I used to watch comedians all the time. Like, that's what I did in my free times. I would take notes, okay? I've watched a lot of stand-up comedy. It's really interesting to see the way that they'll bring up one thing, tie it in later. Also, there's this one big payoff at the end. But guess what? In this entire special, there's no payoff. I laughed one time in this entire hour-long special, and I'm not stingy with my laughs. I laugh at every little thing. Ask any one of my friends, I laugh at the stupidest stuff. Before I go into a lot more negative stuff, I want to talk about 2 positives in this special. There was 2 moments that I thought was actually kind of funny. So for context, he got a tattoo of John Lennon on his arm. So that's the tattoo right there. It kind of looks like Harry Potter. And people was like, oh my God, is that Harry Potter? To which he has this line.
Fuck these kids, dude. That is so disrespectful to one of the greatest musicians of all time. Like John Lennon got fucking Avada Kedavra in his back and that's why he's not here? No. Same glasses, but he's the boy who didn't live.
Like that's funny. That's an actual fucking punchline. That was good. I like that. I chuckled at that. I chuckled. It wasn't like a laugh, but I went, You know, like when I watched that. And okay, the other time that he actually brought something out of me, he brought like a little like, ooh, like for a consistent set of time, is later on in the special, he talks about how his stepdad caught him taking porn from him. So Matt Rife was taking his stepdad's porn, like a VHS tape, and was using it, and he had just found it, and in 24 hours, the stepdad realized it was missing. So he like went in his room and was like, da-da-da. I actually thought that was pretty funny. The way he built up tension there was nice. I think he works well as an actual storyteller. There wasn't like a huge punchline moment to the joke, but it was still entertaining and it made you like chuckle and laugh throughout it. I can appreciate that. I can enjoy that. But this special is bogged down by what feels like build up to something, but then it just meanders around and all the tension dissipates. The tension that's supposed to be built up for the joke to land, it's just gone. Because he never gets the fucking point. He kind of just talks about certain subjects and then it's like, that's it. He spends consistent time throughout the special just talking about disabled people. Like, not really any clever jokes there. He just kind of talks about how this one kid who was autistic had a big penis. And how, well, he got one good thing at least. It's not really clever. It's not clever. This man got a Netflix special. A Netflix special. He got that much money and investment behind him that he got a lifetime opportunity, a once in a lifetime opportunity for a lot of comedians. A lot of comedians out there would kill for this. And he just meanders around being like, well, the autistic kid had a big penis. So he then goes on to talk about his ex and how she wanted him to eat her ass. And he did it and he was like, it was so gross, it was nasty. And then he goes and calls her this.
What psalm is that, Jezebel?
Yeah. If you don't know what that term means, it is a racist term to denote black people as purely sexual beings, like animalistic beasts that only want to have sex. Yeah, it's pretty racist. It's pretty racist. Not even like, was that just racist? The buildup for the joke makes no sense because the whole part he's talking about is how she was really freaky in bed and she wanted to get her ass eaten. But like, he prefaces it by saying that she was really religious and it was like the type of religious where like she was trying to compensate for being a good person. And then he just talks about her wanting to eat ass, which there's no connection there. There's no connection. If you want to talk about religious people and then doing kinky stuff, you can do that, but bringing up morality into that makes no sense, especially when you was gonna call her a racist term afterwards. Like, and maybe he didn't intend for it to be racist. Maybe he didn't know the history of it. Maybe he just thought it was someone who's sexual. But still, I don't know. I've written a couple bits of stand-up. Like, I have a 5-minute audio clip of stand-up that I made a year ago. I never performed it, but it goes over the colonization of the Congo because it's a wild story and it's crazy and we need to make fun of the king of Belgium more often. Shout out to people who's going through stuff in the Congo, Sudan, and Palestine, you know, but like, I researched stuff for that. And I was like meticulous about it. And I was never gonna put that out there most likely, at least in its current form. And I was still meticulous with it. He goes on top of Netflix on a Netflix special and it's just like, let me just say things. I don't get it. Yeah, the rest of the special is like boring. There's not really much to say at the end. He talks about how he got in an argument with somebody on Twitter and then he called her fat and how that shouldn't be wrong because she's actually really fat. It was just a really boring special and everyone I've talked to said the thing. My girlfriend said that. People I've talked to online has said that. The reaction, even from like people who's into edgy comedy online, like the type of edgy comedy where it's not really edgy, they're just saying something bigoted, they've also been like, this was just boring. Like, it wasn't fun. It's so clear he was trying to alienate his original audience, but why would you do that? First of all, like, I get it. He might be insecure that his audience is girls, but I'm sorry, from pure money-making moves, having a female fan base is the best thing you can do. Why do you think so many things cater towards girls now? It's not because society just woke up and was like, we should do good. It's because they realized with like Twilight and stuff that it's actually girls, like especially young teenagers to like middle-aged women that really push merchandise, that push all this stuff, that is your big money makers. So if you want to pop off, you get them motherfuckers to watch your shit. And he has that. And he goes, actually, fuck that, no. And he just... don't even do something funny. Like, it would be excusable if he was saying like edgy things that's like not cool, like the DV stuff, not cool. But if he at least said something clever, I could be like, okay, I get why he did it. But it just wasn't clever. He was just like, women should be in the kitchen, but she was bad, so we should hit them. It's not clever. That joke has been done 20 million times by motherfuckers that's funnier than you. I saw it, like, what? I was less upset about like the weird DV stuff, the weird misogynist stuff, or all of that, as compared to how boring this special was. Like, when it comes to something that's a little edgy, that toes the line, you have to earn that. You have to earn that. You have to be clever with your commentary, so you was actually saying something. You got to earn that. And he didn't. He didn't, and it wasn't even like funny in a shock value way from someone who would like that. Like, who is this for? It's garbage. It's doo-doo dog water. Anyways, I don't want to think about this no more. I was gonna put this video out and hopefully I never have to think about Matt Rife again. Whatever, give me money on Patreon, $2 a month. Like, subscribe, comment, do whatever. Anyways, guys, bye. Have a great day.